If you still do in-person networking, well, inevitably, you're going to collect a whole bunch of business cards. And you know that you're supposed to put it into your contacts, put it into your system. Maybe your boss requires you to enter it into your corporate CRM, but nobody likes to do that. It's a pain in the butt. It takes so much time. It is just not fun whatsoever. So I would sometimes spend 30 to 90 minutes putting in these business cards into my system, and I just did not enjoy it. I didn't want to do that. So I tried a whole bunch of different apps and software, and they were either too expensive or they were too limiting into what I could do with the contacts once I scanned them. So I want to show you how I built a system that helped me go from spending an hour plus on entering these business cards manually to now having a system using AI automation and completely free. And it now takes me about 5 minutes to enter a whole stack of business cards into my system. And it helps me follow up with these new folks that I met better, more consistently, and it just leads to a better outcome overall. So let me show you how I do that. To start, I want to show you this SOP that I created for myself. I have in Notion my SOP importing business cards into Google Contacts and High Level, which is my CRM. But also input them into Google Contacts just because I want to have them on my phone in case I need to call someone quickly. And at a high level, how the process works is that I take photos of the business cards. Now, I'm not taking a photo of each business card. I actually lay them all out and take one photo of all of the business cards together. Obviously, they're oriented the same way. Then I use Claude, but you can use ChatGPT or any other chat tool. Then I use this specific prompt. I'll put some information in the description about this, and I'm giving it very simple instructions about what I need from these business cards and how they're supposed to be formatted. I'll show you why that's important. I also include a note in the notes field. And essentially what this does is that it tells me in the future where I met this person, just in case I forget. Then we're going to add those contacts, and we're going to copy from Claude, and we're going to paste it into a template that I have in Google Sheets. And then we're going to go into Zapier to use API between Google Contacts and High Level, and it's just going to automatically send them from Google Sheets into those two tools. So let me show you how this all works. This specific scenario, I hosted an event with a friend, and we had a sign-in sheet so that folks would put in their information because we were going to send the presentation to them afterwards. So it's a very simple sheet. It just has first, last, and email. And as you can imagine, there are legible handwriting, and there are people that they write like doctors, essentially. So I took a photo of the entire sign-in sheet, and next to it, included someone's actual business card. So from there, I uploaded that into a chat window in Claude. Again, you can use ChatGPT for this. And I gave it the instructions that I showed you earlier. This is very simple. I think in the past, you would have had to include a very long prompt. Now it's pretty simple. It understands very well. And I told it what I needed, included how I wanted the output to be formatted, and also included the note. So scrolling down, this is what it showed me. Here is the information. And I have to scroll over to the right, but essentially it gave me all the information in the exact columns that I needed. And as far as accuracy, you might be wondering, well, is it accurate? Did I read them all? Out of, I think it was maybe 10 or 12 people or so, it messed up only 3 emails, which is pretty amazing. So it just took me a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes to go through, verify the piece of paper and what was in this Claude output and fix them. And that was it. Very simple. So once I take that information, so I would copy it, and I would go to my Google Sheet template, and I would paste it. So in this specific example, this might change exactly, depending on how you execute it. but what I ended up doing is deleting all of the information except for the first row, and then pasting the new information and manually fixing some of the emails that were incorrect. So then here it stays there, and then that is automatically uploaded into Google Contacts and Go High Level, which is my CRM. Now, the way that I did that, let me show you how that works, is I used Zapier. And there are some other tools like make.com that can do something very similar. This is the Zap that I created, and let's edit it just so you can see how it works inside. So then I only have 3 connections, very simple. So take the information from Google Sheets and move it to Lead Connector. It's just another name for High Level, and also import it into Google Contacts. So in Google Sheets, you have to connect, again, Zapier, you can get a free account. If you would need to do more Zaps or more automations, then you pay a little bit more. I think the plans start somewhere around $15. It's not too bad. And so I connected the app, and then there's a trigger on how the Zap will start. So there's a bunch of things. So what I chose was if Zapier detected a new or updated spreadsheet row, well, then it would continue with the rest of the commands. But you can use a different trigger if you need to. So for example, if there's a new spreadsheet in a folder, or there's a new row or something else, this is just what worked for me. So you can change it. Then I chose the specific spreadsheet and the worksheet because you might have multiple tabs or worksheets in that particular sheet. And tested it. And so then for each of the apps that the information is going to be imported into, you have to connect the fields. So for example, in Lead Connector, or also known as High Level, then what I want is to add or update a contact. So that if, let's say, for whatever reason, I meet someone at an event and maybe they are already in my contacts, then it could just update their contact information. But if it doesn't find them in my CRM or Google Contacts, then it will add that person's information. And you simply just go through the fields of Lead Connector, and you are choosing the fields from the Google Sheet and just tying it. And did the same thing for Google Contacts, where I connected Google Contacts, and the action is to find the contact. I guess that's just what they call it, to import into the system. And then same thing is that I connected the field from Google Sheet with the respective field of Google Contacts. Now, a couple of things that I did with High Level is that I can include tags so that it builds an automation. So what this could mean is that, let's say I have a local networking tag, and when it imports into High Level, it can automatically send that person an email, and it could be kind of generic, but it could say like, hey, John, you include a variable of the person's first name, like, hey, John, it was great to meet you at such and such event, or maybe even more generic, it was great to meet you locally. Here's some information about me, or here's how you can learn more about me. Maybe include a link to your YouTube or your LinkedIn or your company website, and it could even include maybe a link to your calendar if it's the right thing to do. Obviously, this is very dependent on the next steps for you. Again, High Level is the CRM that I use, but there are a gazillion different CRMs out there, and you can connect with many, many of them, whether it's HubSpot, Monday if you use that, even Notion, if that's an option for you. And that's pretty much how the system works. And so then after I input the information in Google Sheets, then I don't have to do anything. It just automatically goes into my system, and that's it. So hope this was helpful, and I hope that this gave you an idea of, one, just simply how to import your business cards faster so that you don't have to do all that tedious manual work, but also just to help you think about how to automate your business or your life, just so that you're working on the higher level stuff and not on the tedious things that are just mundane and unfun. So that's the system that works for me. But I'm sure that you can make some suggestions on how to make it a million times better. So just comment below, tell me what you would do. Or if you have any questions, then comment and I can answer it in a future video. And remember to like, subscribe, feed the YouTube algorithm gods, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.